Mr. Black Panther, I greet you. Happy Friday. God bless you. Mommy Diaspora, good evening, ma. God bless you greatly. God will continue to uphold you. In Jesus' name, I greet my fellow panelists, my fellow commenters and callers. God bless you all greatly. You are welcome. Yeah, you see, on the issue of the economy, we've always said, and many economists have said that what we're seeing in Nigeria is just what people will call it voodoo economy. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. But they will put the numbers there anyways, because they have to. So let's just to put it out there for people in the simplest form to see that either they know what they are doing and they just know that they have to do something, put numbers out there. They must do something. At least Nigerians must see something. It is either they know or they are clueless. I would prefer the former. I believe they know what they are doing. They know exactly what they are doing. It is pure criminality. It's as simple as that. When you recall, the budget for 2026 from Mr. Tinubu is 58 trillion. Just to round it up, 58 trillion naira. If you now tell Nigerians, these people think they are smart, you see, but again, the Nigerian media has a lot to take care. I blame them. Yeah. If government said they have a budget of 58 trillion, that is your number. You own it in one breath. And then you now come out and tell Nigerians that you are going to borrow 17.8 trillion. So just a simple math. You don't need an elementary, a kindergarten child. We do that for you. Just subtract the 17.8 that they want to borrow from the 58. It means that they have 40.2 trillion. They have to find 40.2 trillion somewhere. That's the admission. We have 58.
They said they are going to borrow it internally.
No, we're coming. I'm coming. Yeah, that means they have a shortfall by their own numbers now. Before we even come to say anything, by their own numbers, you have 40.2 trillion left. You are in the hole of 40.2 trillion for 2026. So you got to figure it out how you are going to get 40.2 trillion. So how? Revenue, taxes. So that's why they are after these taxes. But Nigeria cannot get 40.2 trillion in taxes, in revenue. Is impossible. They can't get 40.2 trillion in revenue unless you have to literally take knife or take GUN and be pulling it on people's head to collect their money, unless they have to go to people's bank account and literally be pulling their money out. They can't get. There's no way. How many goes the crude oil? The lie of 1.8 million barrels per day. That's a lie from the pit of hell. It's not happening till today. At very best, what Nigeria is pulling out per day now is about 1.2 million. That cannot give Nigeria 40.2 trillion. So put that aside. Now, if you have that 40.2, where will you get the money from? So they said they are going to borrow. Fine. So you are going to borrow 17.8. Even at that, you are still short of that. You still have to find that 40.2 trillion. Where will you get it from? That is the question that you have to ask. Where will you get it from? And to continue the lie, as if people in Nigeria are stupid. They said that the GDP will still rise, will still increase between 3 to 6% in a country where there is no export, where you have a deficit of 20 trillion naira. It doesn't add up. You have a deficit. The crooked GDP will either remain static. Take that to the bank. This is February 2026. Let's come back to check it at the last quarter of 2026, October, November. The GDP will either remain the same or drop. Unless Nigeria, by magic wand or whatever, begins to export significantly. Highly unlikely. So if that is the scenario, that export is not going to increase, even by the smallest margin of 5 to 10%, how will your GDP now grow by 6%? How? It's not possible. So they are just putting this thing, they are just lying through the roof. That 40 trillion, that 40.2 trillion is what Nigerians should focus on. That 40 point, that's focus. Even if they get that 17.8 that they want to borrow, fine, they got it. That 40.2 trillion, the very best, again, note it, take it to the bank, the very best revenue with the taxes that they've just introduced that Nigeria will collect all combined together in 2026 is within the range of 22 to 25 trillion. 22 to 25 trillion. That's what Nigeria will get. So take that again out of that 40 trillion. So Nigeria is this short of about 15 trillion. So where will the 15 trillion come from? That is the reason why all the ministries and agencies are not getting funded. They are not getting, there is no money to fund all these budget, all these numbers they are pulling out, all the ministries and all of them. At least you can hear it. All the ministers are crying out. They are not getting the money. The money is not coming to them. Some of them only get 25%. Some of them only get 30%. Some of them, the very best of them get, because of connection and influence with the government, with Mr. Tinubu, maybe they get 50% of their budget. So that 15 trillion is the shortfall. So where will they get that one from? The solution is this. This is their solution, not by this is their solution. No any other solution. This is what they are going to do. Again, take it to the bank. This is what they are going to do. And when they do it, please come back that we've highlighted it already. This 17.8 trillion that they talk about is a lie. They will borrow more than that. They will borrow, they will still borrow more than, they will borrow up to 25. They will borrow up to 25 trillion. In order to cover, you see that 15 trillion that I talk about, they have to cover it. They have to find it somewhere. And the only way where they can find is to go and borrow. So this 17.8 trillion they are telling us today, February, is a lie. They are going to borrow more than that, this 2026. They are going to borrow up to 25 trillion. And I'm being conservative because that 15 trillion, they must cover it. They have to find that 15 trillion. Where they will find it is only through borrowing. Unless, as I said earlier, literally, they have to go to people's account, Nigeria, everybody's bank account, and be collecting taxes and be dragging their money out by fire, by force. Very unlikely that that will happen. So that 15 trillion hole is there. Even if they now borrow more, let's say they borrow another 40% of that, maybe another 6 trillion more, they borrow that one. Where will the 9 trillion come from? That's why all the ministries, they will not get all the money. That's why the budget, they will still carry it over. That's why they have been carrying over the budget of 2024 to 2025. The one of 2025, they carry it over to 2026. 2026 is not going to be different. They are going to carry the budget over to 2027 because of that that 15 trillion that is there. So that is it. That's what is going to happen. The Lagos Calabar, whatever highway they are doing, with this, the way it is, the projection, that economists are putting out now, they can't finish that project in 10 years. They cannot finish it in 10 years. It's not possible with the way it is going right now.
But Jonathan, let me ask you a question. Can they give that road to private sector?
You see, Tinubu will do his own and he will go. At the end of the day, it is the next government that will take the pieces. The next government will take all the leftover. They will have to come and deal with the
and if they give it to the private sector, will they be able to finish it?
That one will even be more. It will even be more expensive for Nigerians because it will be toll. They will have to be collecting tolls in order to recoup their money back. That's one option. That's one thing that they can do to give it to the private sector. But that's not going to happen under Tinubu though, because the money they want to make, the money that they want to steal, let's just put it, because the money that they are planned to steal, they will not materialize if they take that route of shifting it to the private sector. So which is very unlikely under Mr. Tinubu. Maybe the next administration under a different president that will come, that will take the pieces or the mess on this Lagos Calabar, whatever they call it, they will now shift it to, because take that every amount of money that they are giving to Lagos Calabar highway, about 2.5 trillion that they are putting into that in every year. That will have helped. You remember now, don't forget that 15 trillion that I talked about. That will have helped. But they are putting the money in the wrong place. They are throwing it into the wrong place. We don't need Lagos Calabar highway, for crying out loud, but people will talk their own. Everybody have the right. This is a country. Everybody have the right to his or her own, opinion. But we don't need it. Every right-minded people knows that that's not what we need. It's just draining this deficit further and further and further. And meaningful projects are languishing. Do you know what 2.5 trillion we do in Nigeria? So let's just leave it like that. So as far as the economy is concerned, it's not looking good at all. And on top of it, they are lying to Nigerians. They are not coming clean. I hope they will do that. I hope they will come clean, but very, very unlikely to under Mr. Tinubu. As far as INEC is concerned, for me, see, the amount of money that INEC is requesting for, where I focus on is on technology. INEC is requesting that they want about 200 and I think 200 and how much is that amount on technology that INEC is requesting? 250 something billion. Yes, on technology. 209. I think 209 billion naira. That's what INEC is for technology. And yet, some people are saying that there is no capacity to transmit election results electronically. 209 billion. Even you can create your own.
Mr. Jonathan,
yes.
Let me ask you this question too, so that you put it in. Does it not occur to us all that if you introduce technology, the budget for the election should be going down?
That's what it should be now, because number one, you will pay less manpower, in terms of the number of people that you need, though technology will end up costing more there, but what is important is the value that you will get, which is quantifiable, which you can cost it as well. The value, what you are getting, the value that you will get from technology, you will say, okay, it's worth it. The money spent is worth it. You cannot spend this kind of money of over 200 billion on technology and some group of, I don't know what to call them, some group of I don't want to just call them names, man. They just put themselves there. They said they are senators, and they are saying that there is no tech, there's no, Nigeria cannot, conduct electronic transmission of election results. It is sickening. Now knowing this after the fact that it is 209 billion that INEC is requesting for technology. As if, and they just talk. Some of them are so moronic. Let me just say it. Some of these senators, some of them, they are just pure illiterate. Some of them don't even know anything. We just have illiterate superintending over us. Some of them are saying that the network we shut down, as if it is only one network that will operate that day. As if it is only, we have so many networks in Nigeria. The INEC, the election, the electoral, I mean, what do you call the polling unit in Lagos, the officer there may be using Glow. He may be using Glow to transmit. Another one there may be using MTN. So there is no concentration of work on one network. It's spread. And some moron will come to the TV and be comparing it to the network of banks. Banks are using, every bank has their own dedicated network, one. So all the pressure is on that network. When it comes to election day, there are multiple networks. It's spread all across. It's not only one. So there's no pressure on one network. And some morons are still, be saying this all week long. We've been hearing it. Comparing it with the network of banks, that banks, the networks of banks also goes down. Where we have all multiple polling units, all of them using different network. Even with this money, INEC has the capacity, the financial capacity to have a dedicated network for this electronic transmission of election results. So nobody should be saying that it cannot be done. Nobody in his right mind, if you are not evil, should be saying that at this age and time. The money that they are getting for technology is huge. It's just too much. And where will this money go? Is contracts. They will just give contracts to their cronies. And at the end of the day, on election day, you'll be hearing glitches here and there on 209 billion. Glitches on 209 billion. How? Where? So I just, as I said earlier before, that see this electronic election transmission of result is not a joke at all. It must be done, and it must be the primary source. That is how to hang these people. That is how to get them stopped. That is how you can capture them. These crooked politicians. Once that is there, because this is what they are thinking. What they are thinking is different from what we Nigerians are thinking. Everyone, including the opposition. What the Nigerian politicians, especially those ones that are there right now, what they are thinking is, how will this play out in the courts? That is their mind. How will this play out in the courts? That is their own mind. So they have to construct it. They have to put it out in a way and manner that it will favor them in the court. We are not even thinking. Nigerians must shift their mind to the court. Once you are able to successfully block it, how this will play out in the court, then we are good to go. Any other thing, we are not to remember technicalities. That is what this clause, I can say it, for me, to a large extent, it was written for them by a judge. Judges were consulted to get this clause for them. The loophole is already there as we speak, ab initio, before a year before election. It was written for them by judge or judges. Not just that they sat down there. These people don't even have sense. They don't have anything on their head to even write these things like this. No, they don't. They consulted with judges who wrote this for them, who created the loophole, the lacuna, as they say. So that's what we should be looking at. But finally, let me just say this on Rufai. Mr. Black Panther, you said that Rufai is just crying like a baby. I think that's what you're trying to say. But for me, I don't see it that way. I think Rufai is justified in his crying. See, as long as the prosecution is not total, I mean, as in total, like nobody is spared. If the prosecution is across board, then we can say that Rufai is attempting to politicize it. He has every right now to politicize it. He can politicize it to the moon all he likes. And I don't have problem with that. Where is Yaya Bello? Where is Ifeanyi Okowa, the former governor of Delta State? Where is the former governor of Zamfara? And on and on and on and on. We can name them. If all these people were brought to book, then we can say it is total. Right now, it is not. It is selective. So anybody that is picked has the right to cry foul and say, you are victimizing me. I'm a victim of politics. This is not real. He has every right to do so. You and I know that it is selective prosecution or selective persecution, if you want to say. They are just persecuting. This is not even prosecution, because again, he said in that interview, and they know this. He's using it now to his advantage. When it suits them, they know the right thing to say. They know the right thing to do, because they are adults.
Mr. Jonathan.
Yes.
Even though it is selective, but we know they are thieves because they've already committed crime.
Now, yes.
Which you've not looked into. So if he's crying that because he's trying to politicize it.
Yes.
When he said that Sherima started the Sharia law, this started, why didn't they go for that man? That's politics. He's trying to play politics. So you cannot dictate to the investigator how he's going to route his investigating.
This is democracy. This is democracy. This is not dictatorship. It's democracy. So everything
I know.
must be. So you cannot, if you want to prosecute all those that are guilty.
But we all know that there are two investigators in this thing. We have one in the international, we have one in local. The local are not doing their work. They will be selective, but the international will pick the list that they have on ground and focus on them. Immediately they make a move, they'll grab them. Only God knows the moves Kankaso have done that they use it for him now. Only God knows the move he made. So we will know later, because they are going to open it all out.
This cherry picking of who to prosecute, who not to prosecute, who to blackmail, who not to blackmail. It doesn't show sign of seriousness. That's why all the prosecution they have been doing, where has it brought us to? Nothing. We're not moving, we're not going anywhere, because they just cherry pick. And even the ones that they will even pick, that you will think they are serious about it, once they are able to negotiate, they will just water that investigation. They will just water it down. They will just water it down. They are never serious. They are never serious. As long as it is not total, that you cannot go after all of them, pick all of them one time, round them up. And he said something in that interview too. He said they will come and pick you without investigation. That is also true. But he knows, they want.
But is it not him? Is he not part of people that damage the structure?
Now,
So why is he
he's
complaining?
just saying it because it suits him now.
And
So
now it's affecting him now.
it's convenient for him now. It is only in Nigeria that we go and arrest someone without your investigation having been completed, without completing your investigation. Before you go and knock at somebody's door and you even make attempt to arrest the person, I've been saying it all year long. I don't know, for the past 2-3 years on this platform, and it doesn't happen in any normal crime. And when you do that, it's not going to be in the hands of EFCC again. EFCC as at the moment, as at the time that you are going to arrest anybody, you are ready to go to court. You are ready. Look, even when people are talking about Donald Trump, that is prosecuting or is persecuting a political opponent. What is it that we're seeing? What are we seeing? When he took his former national security advisor in his first administration, in his first term, his first security advisor, Bolton, he got him picked up. The FBI picked the guy up, indicted him. The case is in court. It's not like they lock him up somewhere. It's not like they picked him up and then they lock him up somewhere and then they are doing back and forth. It's for politics. That is the politics side of it. If you pick somebody up, let's assume that yesterday, which was Thursday, they successfully rounded up Rufai. It is not Monday. Today, Rufai will be in court. Today, this Friday, Rufai, because EFCC or ICPC, whoever, they are ready. They have done their investigation, ready to go. You are not, if you pick somebody, you now go and lock him up. For what? For what? The only thing you can do is you can invite someone to come for questioning. You cannot arrest. It's invitation. Come for questioning.
Even Oga Jonathan, let me just put this in. Even Boala is going to be in trouble very soon. A very big trouble. Because his mouth is running. Boala said Starlink has been provided to the terrorists in Nigeria. So he might probably go to court very soon.
You see? And then that's Nigeria for you. You see all these EFCC. You know, I call them. I say these are just their bulldog. You know, it's always when you have a dog, you have a bulldog. You know, you go to the park with your dog. You know, you go to the park with your dog. You feel emboldened. You feel like you are, you know, you have one powerful dog, you know, just beside you there. You know, you are feeling, and then you look around, you see all the other dogs there. They are just smaller, you know, dogs all over this place. You are feeling, you know, big. When another dog that's bigger than your dog arrives, you will go and sit down somewhere. Yes, you will go and sit down somewhere. You know? So that's just what they do. This is the EFCC, ICPC, DS, they are just bulldogs. They can't do anything. They are not serious. Somebody will go and complain to them. It is only in Nigeria an individual will go and complain. It's just like in America. That's why I love that country, because their institution, you can use it as comparison. You can use, they have a standard. The standard they have set, I mean, is top notch. So that's why when we are talking, we use their institution as, you know, as a measure. If in United States, every United States citizen, anyone in United States can go to FBI and make a complaint. Am I right or wrong? Mr. Black Panther?
You are definitely right. You are right now.
I know that anybody can go to FBI office and make a complaint. Then if you go and make a complaint, do you see the FBI will just follow the person and go and arrest the person immediately, right away, or the next day?
No, that one not possible now.
It don't happen now.
They
You will
just where
make
the
your
arrest go chop
complaint.
money where now.
You will make your complaint. You will go. You have complained to the FBI. If that complaint is true and legitimate, sometimes it can take 1 year or even more than that before the FBI will show up at the door of that person. But make no mistake about it, the day they are showing up, just know that you are going to court the next day. They are not in the business to lock you up for what? Something that somebody have made a complaint a year ago or 2 years ago. You think they are sleeping or they are eating burger on you? They are working. They are investigating, tracking you down. The day they appear is over. The moment they appear, the day they appear at the door of the person is going to court. But not in Nigeria. One individual will just go to DSS and go and complain to DSS, and DSS will appear tomorrow. One individual will just go to EFCC, go and complain. EFCC will just follow the person. Like Mumu, because of the money that they are eating, they will just come and then go just to show that they are working. No, it doesn't work like that. You will take it and then you will go. That is the problem that we have. And unfortunately, they carry this idea, this mentality to government. They carry it to government. This mentality is what they carry. And when they now get to government,
And Oga Jonathan,
yes.
Let me just add to that stuff you just said. If you are carrying a case to the FBI, it must be measured to the level that yes, it's going to affect national security. But if they think that it's not getting to that red flag, they will take you down to the lower cadre that will investigate it.
Now it be the thing. So that's why you see the wasting resources. The Nigerian SSS, they are just wasting resources. DSS pursuing Omoyele Sowore all over the place. What is their problem? DSS pursuing cyber whatever they call it, cyber bullying case. What is their problem with that? So we're not serious in that country at all. It's just a country of power for power, oppression to oppress the people, to suppress the people. That's why we're going nowhere. That is why
all those things are wasting of resources now. Absolutely. They are not supposed to be pursuing just 419. They are not supposed to be pursuing 419. They are not national security now. They are supposed to be pursuing all those top people that steal from the treasury. That should be their aim.
And even if they I will read some in US, many cases, FBI cases that I will hear, many all the time. They will say they started, some of them, they say they started the investigation 2016, 2018. Yeah, FBI just came out 2025 to arrest. They've been on it.
Nigeria, where anybody feel carry their money, just police, they intimidate anybody, anyhow. That's what they do. FBI cannot reduce themselves to that now. It's not possible.
And they can't.
Nigerian man will tell you, I will get you arrested now. Who are you?
The most recent was this Nigerian guy, wait there for US, whether for Maryland or for Washington area, there, where they use what they call this thing now, insider information to buy shares in companies, and they don't rake almost about $40 million. If they use insider information, so whenever I appear like this, he buy like this, they know that the next thing he buy in the next 1 month or 2 months, that thing will just skyrocket. This guy is using insider information, which is against the law. They track the guy. They've been tracking.
You see, Oga Jonathan, Nigeria, Oga Jonathan.
Yes.
Can you hear me? You see, Nigeria would have been one of the greatest countries in the world, measurable to America. It's because of all this rubbish we are having. Yes. Can you imagine in the Super Bowl they played last week? Yeah. 5 Nigerians, they collected golden ring. They won the competition.
Yeah, I saw
they all collected golden ring. 5 of them. Jesus Christ.
See-up team. I just
no African countries don't do them before. No African country. 5. They played in that field that day, 5 of them. And they were the life saving for Kansas City.
No, for Seattle.
Seattle, sorry, Seattle.
Seattle Seahawks. See, even I saw Nigerian mothers wey can celebrate their children where they play, where they for that Seattle Seahawks team. I saw them with their rapper where they celebrate their sons.
Do you know these guys were American, but they are still carrying they carry the flag.
You don't even know.
They all carry the flag.
About American football. She said she don't even know. She just say, now my daughter said that thing to me. I laughed tired. She said she knows.
And all of them, after the match, all of them carry the flag. All of them carry Niger flag. All of them.
All this rubbish. If you look at Seattle Seahawks team, I identify at least about 3 Nigerians who there for that team. First, we play for that team. 3 Nigerians.
The guy where anchor their defense, where be their defense go the anchor. Now Nigerian guy, now one Igbo chap like that. Very huge man.
Yes.
Very huge.
Yes. That team. So for Nigeria, we just the mess up. Augustine, and welcome. I just want to say this final thing before I hand over. Make Augustine take over. There's this video Mr. Ivis show of this chap where they talk about Mr. Obi. One guy where they say Mr. Peter Obi no they give money. It's be like say make I get koboko, make I dey whack that guy, they whack his head, just to whack him because these are the people. You can see the thought process. Yes, look at the faulty thought process, and this is a young guy, not up to 40, it's just a youth. Look at his thought process, the way he's thinking. Make Peter Obi bring money because this is money now. Obi Kubana, see the money they are spending their money. Obi Kubana is now spending his money. Anyways, let me just because I don't have nice words for that guy at all. So disappointing, disgraceful, so disgraceful of a guy. Dr. CM, you're welcome.